Welcome to Missouri Star Live. I am Misty Doan, and that is Jake behind the camera that you'll hear his
Looks
voice.
like we got some thunderstorms over central Illinois.
Ooh, we've got some thunderstorms heading our way,
hey
too.
y'all from Texas.
Awesome. We have Ann from, I guess that's Nebraska. I wanted to say New England for some reason.
We got North Carolina shouting in.
Cindy from Canada.
New
Vita from
York.
Oregon. Thank you guys so much for being here. We
California.
are back from Jenny on the Road. We've been in Michigan. It was a wonderful time. We had a great time there.
Oh yeah, Michigan was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And we stopped by, which they saw last week.
We stopped in Chicago along the way. So it was a fun trip.
Wait a second, London, Virginia, Holland, Texas. Holy cow, they're coming through now. Oregon, Budapest. What?
Budapest? Jake's been to Budapest.
That was a great place.
Yeah,
One of my favorites.
Loved it. That's awesome.
Miami, Florida, Philippines. Holy, okay.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. So today we have a really fun project. We are going to be making these little Tisket Tasket baskets. They take 2 fat quarters, which is amazing. We all have some fat quarters in our stash.
Tisket, a tasket, a cute
2
little
fat
basket.
quarter basket. Isn't that so cute? And it's a pattern that comes from our dear friends Barb and Mary from Me and My Sister Designs. And so, of course, we are using...
Which one's the sister?
I am.
Yeah, that's their
Or we
bit.
are. Me or something.
Yeah.
Dang it.
They're the cutest.
Hope you're not listening,
We
Barb.
love them. Sorry, Barb and Mary. They totally butchered your bit. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I apologize. That was my bad.
But because it's their cute pattern, we thought it would only be appropriate to use their new line. This is called Good Day, So Bright and Happy. And we just dove into this fat quarter bundle. I've got a few already separated out here. It's so cute. It's so fun. My daughter loves their lines, and when I brought this home to work on those step outs for this tutorial, it was sitting on the counter, and Ashlyn picked it up, and she's like, "Is this for me?" She was so excited. But I was like, maybe the leftovers, we'll see.
So like always, whenever we're starting the videos, all the links for these things
Yep, they're in the description. You can find them in the post, and it'll take you to the fabric, to the pattern, everything you need to make it. Mary's got it all ready to go. All right, so literally what you need to get started is 2 fat quarters. So I have got my bundle that I've already dove into, so let's pick some here. I'm really liking these purples and teals.
Mary Hickman was here.
Oh, how fun.
Last week.
That's awesome. I'm gonna use
She
these.
came from Wisconsin. Wait a second. Wait a second.
We weren't in Wisconsin. We were in Michigan. Jake was lost the whole trip.
Oh yeah.
We've been in
Did I say
Wisconsin
Wisconsin?
before. You did just then, yeah.
It's close. It's close-ish. It's about 8 hours away.
Yeah. So he's funny. All right. There we go. I'm going to use those 2. So we're going to pick 2 fat quarters. And then the first thing I did is I just wanted to press them so I could make sure I had nice, clean cuts. No wrinkles or anything in there. So we're going to give these a press. I need like ironing music.
Okay, Patricia's asking about the thimble pin cushion. That's not actually you can't actually buy a thimble pin cushion.
That's
it's just
right.
the cup.
You can buy that thimble cup. We have that on our website, on Missouri Star's website. But then we did a live showing you how to turn that into a pin cushion. So you can go back and watch that. All right.
So buy the
press
cup,
this one.
yeah, and then watch that tutorial.
Hey, our
And you can make your
ironing
very
music should be Iron Maiden.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
even know what that is, but I don't think that's my iron music. I need like a happy little, like show tunes or something to play while I'm pressing.
Susan, thank you. Because am I in California? Am I in Missouri? I don't know. I got in a car and we ended up somewhere. But the people were very nice.
Yes, we had a fabulous time. Okay, so I have both of my fat quarters that I chose pressed and ready to go. Let me move these things out of the way. And so then you have to decide which one do you want to be the main body of your bag and which one do you want to be the handles. And so I'm going to use...
Are we sold out? Are those pin cushions? Are those thimbles?
They're in the store right now, so... Okay, so I'm going to use this one for the body. I love these little birds. So I'm just gonna fold it in half to make it easier to cut down. And what we're going to need for the body of the bag is we need 2 pieces that measure 10 by 17.5. So I've folded it this way. I folded it so the long side of my fat quarter is towards me. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to trim off this selvage. And then we need 10. So we'll come over here. And 10. There we go. So you can see very little waste. Sorry, Isaac. Had stuff in his way. You could have just told me. I would have moved it. All right. So we have those 2 cut. We have the 10-inch measurement done. So we're going to turn it on its side this way. And remember, we need 17.5. That looks nice and straight on that edge. Sometimes you have to straighten up both sides. So just check. So let's see here. 8 plus 25, so I just need to trim off this.
Somebody asked what the bag's called, and I love saying the name, so.
A Tisket, a Tasket, 2 fat quarter basket. So cute.
I like to freestyle a little bit and say a cute little basket.
A cute little basket. I love it.
Tisket, a Tasket.
And that, remember, you can get that at the link in our post. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Make sure we're all square here. So again, our measurements that we're looking for, 10 by 17.5. Whoops, got a little crooked. There we go. All right.
And what's the name of the fabric one more time?
This is called Good Day by me and my sister. For Moda, if you didn't know that part. Okay, so this is gonna be the body of the bag. So next step is we need to get our handles ready. So we're going to fold that the same way in half so I can get this trimmed up. And so then what we're going to look for our handles is we need to cut 4 pieces that are 5 by 17.5. So again, we're going to line this up. Oop, not happy with that. We're going to trim off our selvage so that doesn't end up in our project. And then we're going to cut some 5-inch strips. Oops, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Forgot where I was.
Karen was saying that there's free maps at the Welcome Centers. I agree. Dude, GPS is killing us. It's ruining us. It's like cell phones. I don't remember any phone numbers anymore because they're all in my cell phone. Like, how do I call my wife if I lose my cell phone?
It's so true.
I need to carry around a protection card with my phone number and address on it.
In case you get lost.
If I get lost, they can return me to my house.
They can return you to where you belong. All right. So then now we're going to do the same thing we did with our 10-inch pieces. We're going to cut them all down so that this measures 17.5 this way. I have some that are already ready to go, so I'm going to show you that. I have some pieces here that I've already trimmed down, and these are going to make our ties. So I want to show you a little tip. For me, I want to put them right sides together before I do this next step because I found this to be easier when I took it to the machine. So we're going to put our pieces right sides together. They measure 5 by 17.5. I've got 2 sandwiched together. And then we're going to take our little ruler and a marking pin of your choice. And we're going to measure in 2 inches. Whoops. There we go. Slid that down. 2 inches from either side. And make a little mark. Can you see that? Do you need me to move it? There we go. Like so. And then we're also going to measure 6 inches down on the side and make a mark on both sides. There we go.
Copper says she's making these bags with her mother-in-law right now.
Perfect.
You guys are so in sync. There's like
Yeah.
a...
You guys are on top of it. So you can see I've made these 4 little marks, 2 inches from either side and 6 inches down. Whoops. And I just have my pieces perfectly lined up, and then I'm going to take my ruler and right where I marked, I'm going to put one side there and one side there, and we're going to trim these corners off. There's the first one. And I'm going to come this way. There we go. We've cut both of those off. And now, on the pattern, it recommends that you curve this top little bit, and it says if you have a quarter or something like that to make it nice and uniform. I actually found the little guard for my thread for my sewing machine. I used the smaller one, so this was just in with the tools. I found that it fits perfectly on there, so that's what I'm using. And so same thing, I'm just going to
So add that to your product list.
add
One
that,
of those
yes,
little
you need one of these little thread
thingy,
guards.
top dilly.
You just need a little circle, or you can eyeball it, but the important thing is that you want both of these pieces to be pretty dang close to the same. And so now I'm just going to take that, and I'm just going to trim that curve. There we go. You can see now they match up perfect. So once that is done, the next step is we're going to take this to the machine. And this is why I said to just go ahead and put your pieces right sides together, because now you can take this to the machine and we're going to sew a 1/4 inch down around this little curve and back. We're going to leave the bottom open because we're going to enclose that in a seam later. So let's take it to the machine. If you want to pin this, feel free. I didn't find that I needed to. Okay. Take your time, make sure if it starts to shift, you line your fabric back up. That first little curve is super easy, it's nice and gradual. Oops.
Cynthia was saying somebody's jumping on at 2 a.m. Who was this? Who's Pip? Where are you from, Pip?
All right.
2 a.m. That is dedication.
That is dedication. All right, we're working on this little curve at the top. So I'm just going to take a couple stitches, lift my presser foot, turn a bit, take a couple more, lift my presser foot. Obviously I have my needle down. There we go.
Australia. Nice.
I find this is more forgiving than you think it's going to be, but I just want it to be as smooth as I can make it. So there we go, I've made it around that curve pretty quick, and then we can zoom back down the other side. There we go. That is done. Now you do want to take some time and clip around this curve that you sewed so we can let that bulk kind of fold in on itself. So just don't cut through your threads. Nothing fancy. Just going to trim around those curves. There we go. And now we're going to turn this right side out. This is an exact science. Let's get in here.
It's nice and easy.
Yeah. Any questions yet, Jay? Are we doing good?
I've been shooting them out. I've been answering the questions, right, guys? Come on.
Oh, I mean, I think you're doing a fabulous job. I just didn't know if there were any
They were
new
asking
ones.
if you use steam when you press.
I do use steam. I like it. It's like a, I don't know, invigorating or something.
They're asking if that's actually a sock puppet.
It could be. You could make it one. All right, so now I'm just turning my seams out. I'm going to give it a press. And then we're going to take it to the machine and top stitch around the edges. All right, there we go. So right back to the machine. We're going to top stitch just to give it a nice finished look.
Ramjet says, what? No purple thing? I think it's thang.
Yeah,
Purple
and I just
thang.
didn't find that you needed it for this. I could just get in there with my finger once I had clipped that curve and it turned right out. Same as
You could
before.
use pinking shears instead of...
Oh, absolutely. That'd be great. As usual, there are always multiple options. So again, I'm just slowing down here at the tip, a couple of stitches, and then turn, and then turn.
Somebody asked what sewing machine you're using.
This is the Baby Lock Jubilant. There
We've
we
had
go.
it for a few weeks and it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I really like it. Alrighty. Trim my threads. Okay, so this is what's going to make the handle of our bag. I already have another one ready to go. So you can see that matches up great. And so now we're going to make the body of the bag. And so we're going to do that by taking our 10 by 17.5-inch piece and we're going to just fold it in half. And the first thing we want to do is we're going to sew this right on this edge here with a 1/4-inch seam. We're going to make a tube. Okay. Now I do like to backstitch here just because I don't want it to come loose.
They're asking if we have some fun Halloween projects coming up. What are we gonna do for our kids this year?
Oh man, I don't know, they haven't decided, but we always do like handmade Halloween costumes, so I need to start making them choose earlier so I have some extra time to work on it because I'm always like scrambling down to the wire to make these costumes, but it's fun, we love doing it. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is center this seam, and it should measure, folded in half, let's see here. Whoops, I'm backwards. There we go. Should measure about 8.5. There we go. So I want my seam to be at 4 1/4.
Sandu's asking what we're making. We're making a Tisket, a Tasket,
A
a fat quarter
a
basket.
2 fat quarter.
A double fat quarter basket.
That's right. Okay, and then I'm going to take this to the machine now that I have this centered, and I'm going to go ahead and press that seam open to reduce the bulk. Ooh, we've got thunder starting in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hopefully we don't
rolls.
lose internet signal. All right.
Misty, we gotta have positive vibes, positive thoughts.
Oh yeah, we won't. We're not losing.
We're not losing the internet.
signal.
Not
You're
today.
right. Okay, so now we've got that pressed in half. Actually, I'm going to give this little bottom edge an even better press just to make sure I've got it exactly in half. And then I want to kind of finger press my handles. There we go, just to give a little mark so I can see to line them up, because we're going to line it up right here on this seam. I'll show you. Give it a little press. We can just stack these together. And we're going to put them inside our tube that we made. And we're going to line up that center seam of the handle right with our seam that we pressed open, so that those are centered exactly with our bag. Make sure.
This is crazy. Copper was saying she had the Project Runway Brother. Remember that? That was like one of the first machines we bought when we were married.
I actually had that machine. I did have that machine. That's awesome. It was a great little machine. Okay.
I think we were making like tablecloths for a business that I had.
Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to pin these in place. Again, I've got that sandwiched inside the tube that we made. That's going to be the outside part of our bag. And now we're going to take this to the sewing machine and we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam right along there to hold it all together. Okay.
Copper, it was Soul Sisters. Soul Sisters.
Okay. Okay, take out our pins. And we're going to box these corners. So because of the handles, you do want to just take your time and work with this a little bit to make sure that you have it centered, your center seam lined up with this bottom seam so that everything...
You don't want to box your handle.
You don't want to box your handle. That's exactly right. So take your time, make sure you've got it right. And I feel pretty good about where we are now. So I'm going to lay that over. I like to open my seam, but it's such a small area. I think I'm just going to let it lay to the side. And then I'm going to take my ruler. And we're going to measure down. An 1.5 inches. And we are going to make a mark and take this to the machine. So again, just draw your line. There's our first box corner. I'm going to pick it up and take it right to the machine. So right on that line.
Anita says, is it Jake from State Farm? I'm wearing
Jake.
khakis.
Okay, so there's that side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, just take your time here. This is worth a little extra second to make sure you've got it lined up just so. Okay. Here we go. That feels right. You can kind of tell once everything is right where you want it. It all just feels right under there. And again.
There's somebody saying we have 1,000 viewers on Facebook.
That's
Awesome.
That is so awesome. All right. So again, right to the machine. Sew that other seam. There we go.
Okay, they're asking what we're making.
A Tisket, a Tasket,
A Tasket.
a 2 fat quarter basket.
So we're
By
making a
me and my
little
sister.
basket, yeah.
Yeah, it's this cute little goodie basket. It's great for gifts, all kinds of fun things. All right, so now I'm going to trim off my excess fabric here, just down to a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, if I can keep track of my tools. There's the first side, the second side. Make sure you've got everything out of your way. You don't want to cut into any of your projects.
Somebody's asking if that purple marking pencil's back in stock yet. We're on it, we're searching.
We will check, hopefully soon. Add it to your wish list on our website and it will tell you